The second roster update in MLB The Show 22 dropped yesterday, so let's go through and break down some of the changes we got in that roster update, how that's going to impact the market, and of course start looking forward to the next roster update 2 weeks away. If you've been around the MLB The Show investment scene for a while, you know a lot of times the best day to begin investing for the next roster update is the day that the previous roster update drops. We get some really nice prices all around the board, as a lot of people selling off investments, not really looking at investing. You can get some really great value out there. So let's go through, let's highlight some major changes from the last roster update and talk about some guys that I'm looking at investing in over the next 2 weeks in this next roster update. Now, of course, with the names that we're going to mention today, these aren't necessarily guys that I'm predicting to go up, just guys that I think could have an interesting 2 weeks that I have my eye on. All, of course, depends on how they perform over the next 2 weeks. Any of these players could blow up and play absolutely terrible. They're not going to get upgraded, but just guys that have had a pretty good track record so far that I like what I'm seeing. Additionally, as well, if you want early access to videos just like these and the opportunity to support this channel, help me continue to do what I do as a full-time content creator, consider becoming a channel member today. If you become at least a level 1 channel member, you get access to our Discord, where we're always talking about roster updates, investments, stubs, flips, all that kind of stuff. And level 2 or higher, you will get early access to videos just like this. You can get in before the market goes crazy from everybody watching these videos. Let's go ahead though. Let's hop into this one. So looking here at the roster update, Aaron Judge is a brand new 90+ overall diamond here. That was one of the biggest changes. Corbin Burns as well. He's going to go to 90+, while Vladdy Jr. is going to drop under that 90+ threshold. So expect his price to drop down. Buxton Machado didn't quite get there this go around. I would think that they would still get there relatively soon. Justin Verlander right on the edge of that as well. When we're looking at brand new diamonds, Yordan Alvarez got a +2 to get up to 86. I was surprised that he hit diamond with that 58 fielding, but they made it happen. +9 to his power right, 109 power right. That is pretty wild to look at there. Tommy Edman coming in and getting the upgrade as well. Just a little bit of boost to his contact, but vision, discipline, and clutch gives him that +2 on that one. Definitely not shown the power, in my opinion, to get that upgrade, but he gets some of these, you know, attributes that are a little bit tougher for us to track. Things like that discipline, clutch, vision, things of those natures, a little bit tougher to track. Tommy Edman, though, he gets that +2. He gets up into that diamond. Rodon as well, getting a +1. Moving on up still, Tim Anderson with a massive upgrade, +3. Getting him up into the diamond tier. Trey Turner's dropping down now all the way to an 85. Been struggling so far this year. Taylor Rogers, even after his bit of a rocky outing earlier in the week, he gets the +2 he needs, gets up to the diamond, as does Kenley Jansen as well. Both those guys, those are brand new diamonds. Those are the new diamonds we're working with. Joe Musgrove just missing the cut here at 84 overall, getting that +1. Gene Segura, Ty France, Goldschmidt, Josh Bell, Edwin Diaz, all barely missing the cut as well. Bregman with some moves, Wander with some moves, not quite enough to get him with a diamond. George Springer up to 84. CJ Crone with a big +3, as well as Jazz Chisholm with a big +3. Pablo Lopez just a +1. Talk about him a little bit more later on. Those are the main guys that we're working with. Aaron Nola with another +1. Ozzy Albies now under diamond, as well as Shane Bieber too. A couple other +2s to guys like Garrett Whitlock, McClanahan. Whitlock mainly because of his position change from into the bullpen now into that starting rotation. That Gallen with a big +3. GIOLITO with a nice +1 that we saw from him there. Darno up to gold. Max Kepler up to gold. Not a whole lot of other massive moves. Tyler McGill, even though he kind of blew up the other night, he got a +3, which is very surprising. I'm not really sure how he still got that +3 after blowing up the other night, but he did. Dylan Cease also with a +3, pitching really well. Some interesting ones as well. Manny Margot with a +4. Michael King +4. We had a guy, again, another guy who got downgraded, which is confusing to me. Danny Alcantara, a -2. We'll talk about him a little bit more later, but I'm not really sure what happened. I'm not really sure what's going on with Sandy Alcantara. There's things he could do better, 100%, but to knock him again and get him down to 77 overall, it's a great investment opportunity. Which, speaking of, we have 12 names we're going through on this one. A beefy early roster update list. So let's dive in. Let's look at these 12 names that I have my eye on over the next 2 weeks. A lot of these guys at quicksell as well. Let's hop into our first one. 12 names here, so we are going to be going a little bit rapid fire, but first guy we're looking at, he just got that big +3, Zach Gallen, kind of doing what Pablo Lopez did that last update, 79 282. Zach Gallen probably firmly in line to at least hopefully get to like an 83 84 this update. He's just been pitching so well. That stuff is there. Again, he has to continue pitching well, but he is a guy who can 100% become a diamond this year with how he's pitching. Currently 900 subs, quick sell value at 900 for Zach Gallen. Pitches in a tough division, so he's gonna have some tough matchups this year, but if he can continue to pitch through those tough matchups, I really like what I'm seeing this year from Zach Gallen. Got a lot of room to grow even at an 82. That 91 hits per 9 is so nice. That gives him a ton of room to grow there with the Ks per 9, walks per 9, and home runs per 9. We see those start to move up. He's going to start creeping up to that diamond tier. Next guy we are looking at here, Pablo Lopez. You can see not much is going to take him to get to diamond. A +4 Ks per 9, +4 hits per 9. Gets him to that diamond here with the inside edge tonight, and he absolutely pitched a gem tonight. I think it was 7 innings, 2 hits, 11 strikeouts, 1 walk off the top of my head, so it may not be 100% accurate, but Pablo Lopez, he might be the best pitcher in Major League Baseball right now. He is looking absolutely incredible. He's a little bit pricier, 1,700 stubs right now, but he goes diamond. 1,700 subs looks like a steal. 1,200 is the quick sell for Pablo Lopez. Personally, I'm hopeful and waiting that over these next 2 weeks, hopefully that market dips just a little bit on him. Hype subsides just a little bit. He just started tonight, so a lot of hype around him. Maybe that hype lowers just a little bit over the next couple of weeks, maybe before his next start. I can come in closer to that 1,200 to 1,500 range. I'd like that a lot more on Pablo Lopez, but if he gets down to quick sell, I will get every single stub I have in this game and put him on Pablo Lopez. That's how much I believe in what he's doing right now, and he looked absolutely filthy again tonight here against the Brewers. So all in on Pablo. He has started this roster update period with a bang and making his case to become the next diamond pitcher in this game. Next guy we are looking at here, CJ CRON, just got a big boost in this update, a +3 to get him 284, but I think he's got big time diamond potential on him. He still has some room to grow on those contact numbers, still hitting really well as well. And most importantly, he's starting a very favorable stretch of games. He's starting off this roster update period with a 9-game home stretch here. They were just on a massive road stretch, and we know with that anti-course effect that these Colorado hitters can really struggle on the road. CRON still hit well. Now he's back in Colorado. We know what the ball does there. Rockies and Royals in the middle of an absolute slugfest right now at the time of recording this. I'm recording this Friday night. 14-10. CRON is 3 for 5 tonight alone. All singles, so not showing off that power, but he doesn't need to show off the power. He has 90 power right, 88 power versus left. He just needs to show off that contact. A +1, I think, can easily happen. Another guy, 1,700 subs. I want to see him get closer to that 1,500 stub. Get me him at quick sell value, and I'm loving CJ CRON. Big home stretch for CRON. Let him get comfortable there in Denver. Start to show off that power some more. Keep that average pushing 300, 325. CRON could be looking like a very strong diamond, especially with how he performed last year as well, when we start to include that more and more weighted between over these last 2 years. Next guy we're looking at here, Lucas Giolito, striking out a ton of batters this year. Got a +1 in this update. Now, he's probably going to miss his next schedule start. It'll probably be delayed. He just got put on the COVID list. We don't know exactly how long he'll be out for with that. Hopefully not too long. He'll be able to recover, come back real quickly. No issues. I'm assuming he'll probably just miss his next start and have it end up being a little bit delayed. His last start was really nice. Start before that was nice as well. So I like what Giolito is doing this year. If over these next couple weeks he can really limit those walks, not allow home runs, continue to strike out batters. GIOLITO's a guy who +3 would be a lot. It would be a big time upgrade, but it is not out of the question at all. Currently firmly at quick sell value as well. So you coming in on GIOLITO, you are risking no stubs at this time, coming in at 900. I like what he's done a lot in that White Sox rotation. Been pitching really well this year. Next guy we are looking at here, Carlos Correa. Obviously been out with that hand injury, but he's day-to-day. He should be returning to the lineup very soon within this update period. And before he had gotten that hand injury, he had a week stretch of being scorching hot and absolutely demolishing the baseball. He had an abysmal start to the season, had just started heating up, then had the hand injury, has not played since then. But assuming that he comes back and continues where he left off before that injury and is hot, we can see him get some massive upgrades. He has the defense. That defense is going to carry his overall and tons of room to grow offensively. We know the type of player that Carlos Correa can be as long as he continues to showcase that with how he was playing right before that hand injury. Comes back, he plays like that. Easily going to get some really big time upgrades, especially with how aggressive SDS has been with roster updates this year. Correa should get some really firm bumps in this next roster update, assuming he can have a really strong 2 weeks. 400 stubs right now, all the way down at quick sell. Really tremendous value there, in my opinion. Next guy, we are looking at another guy who got downgraded in that first roster update. Kyle Tucker has been playing a lot better since that first roster update. He was the guy that was looking at for this last roster update to possibly get that +2 back to diamond. Cooled down just a little bit towards the end, starting to get on a nice little streak again. He's a guy who we got to keep an eye on over these next 2 weeks. Obviously, he has the track record of being a diamond. He has the skill to be a diamond player. If he puts together a very strong 2 weeks, there's really no reason why he doesn't get a nice +2 to diamond. Sitting a little above quick sell right now, about 100 stubs above quick sell. So you get in on him at 1,200 stubs a piece. He gets hot over these next 2 weeks. You're going to be looking to cash in a major way. As well on the Astros, real quick while I'm here, I want to play out Luis Garcia, man. Last couple starts have been really nice for him. 78 overall. His entire body of work this season has been really strong as well. Lots of room to grow on that Ks per 9, walks per 9, and home runs per 9. Couple good starts in this update period. He should be knocking on the door of gold. Just 152 stubs right now. Big time return on your investment if he can get to that 80 overall, maybe even an 81 overall. Not out of the question at all. I mentioned we were going to talk about Sandy Alcantara a little bit in this video. I do want to talk about him. I don't know how he went down another -2. He hasn't been pitching absolutely incredible this year. He's had a couple rough starts. He's still been pitching good. He has a sub-3 ERA. His peripheral numbers are still solid. He's pitching perfectly fine. He hasn't been dominant. We know he can be a better pitcher, but his last start on Wednesday was really nice. I liked what I saw from him there. Probably his best start of the year by far. So for him to get a downgrade was pretty surprising. You can see lots of room to grow on that Ks per 9 and walks per 9. We're talking about a dude who on the back end of last year was striking out dudes left and right. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before Sandy Alcantara gets hot and he starts putting together some really nice starts. I think we started to see that with his last start. He limits the walks. He starts striking out some more. He's going to get upgraded very quickly. I like Sandy still a lot. I think he's starting to heat up. 170 stubs a piece on the sell now right now. Very inexpensive entry point for this investment. 150 is the quick sell for this 77 overall. So 20 stubs above quick sell value right now. Sandy Alcantara, really good value. Couple good starts in this update. He should be getting back into gold range. I would hope so. I really like Sandy. I love his stuff. The potential's there. Hopefully he can put it together over this update period. Next guy we're gonna talk about here, Edwin Diaz, probably the guy with the best chance of going diamond as of right now for this next roster update. Again, a lot can change in 2 weeks, but Edwin Diaz has been pitching incredible this year. And most importantly, he's been limiting walks. He didn't walk anybody over the last 2 weeks. I believe it was 6 innings pitched, 0 walks over that time. He actually had his walks per 9 dropped in this roster update, while his hits per 9 and Ks per 9 went up. So it went up to an 84 overall, but they dropped his walks per 9. Assuming that he continues to not walk people over these next 2 weeks, he should get a bump there. And 85 is very easily obtainable at that point. Could even see him fly into that 86 to 87 range with ease if he continues to not walk people. Now, problem with relievers, they are liable to just have that one bad outing that blows up everything. Hopefully Edwin Diaz can avoid that over the next 2 weeks. If he does, should be in prime position, just like Taylor Rogers and Kenley Jansen were in this last roster update, and Raisel Iglesias before him, of that next lockdown, shutdown reliever to get into that diamond tier. Next guy we are looking at here, Freddie Peralta, downgraded from an 82 in this roster update. If you're wondering why, you're asking the wrong person, because I don't know. Freddie Peralta's last 2 starts were really nice. He's had a couple rough starts early on in the season, but his last handful of starts, especially in that last update period, were really strong. But all this does is present the opportunity to, instead of invest that in Freddie Peralta at 900 subs apiece, which is 82 quick sell, we can come in and invest in him at 602 stubs apiece, because he is starting to pitch very well in a division which is liable to get him some very nice pitching matchups time and time again, pitching in that NL Central. Not a whole lot of offense to go for in that division. So Freddie Peralta, I like him a lot. He has another couple strong starts in this next update period. He should at least get back up to that 82 that he was before this update today. Not sure why he went down again. Lots of room to grow on that walks per nine. Hasn't been walking too many people over his last few starts, so he should get a firm bump there, assuming that he continues to limit those walks. That bump alone could get him up +3 possibly. Could see him go all the way up to an 84, maybe even higher if he continues to put together some strong starts. I want to stay on the Brewers real quick here, because Christian Yelich is looking like MVP Christian Yelich once again. He was 4 for 5 last night. I believe he was 1 for 4 again tonight. He is hitting the ball. He had the cycle earlier in the week before that. He's putting it together. Christian Yelich is looking like the Christian Yelich of old again. Over the last 2 weeks, I believe he has close to a 1200 OPS, 250 plus WRC plus. He's batting 355. He's showing off the power. He's showing off the contact. He continues to do that over the next 2 weeks. Expect some massive upgrades to his contact and power on this Yelich. Obviously, he has the track record and history of not only being a diamond, but being a 90+ overall diamond. So very feasible for him to get some big time upgrades. Not necessarily getting back up to that 90+, but Yelich is showing why he won that MVP in 2019. He's showcasing that he can still be a very good player and still hit the ball very well. He's doing that right now. Another 2 weeks of that, Yelich should get a massive upgrade. +3, +4, maybe even a +5. Not out of the reasoning at all. Last guy we are going to talk about today, Joe Musgrove. Kind of surprised that he didn't get a +2 to get up to diamond. He's been pitching very well this year. The Ks per 9, that's got to go up a little bit, and that home runs per 9. We need those 2 to go up to get him to that diamond tier. But along with Edwin Diaz, probably the 2 most likely, in my opinion, out the gate early on to get that bump to diamond again. Very early, so tough to predict how these guys will do. But Joe Musgrove, another 2 to 3 quality starts in this update period. He should get that +1 to get back to diamond with how he's been pitching this year and being a diamond last year as well. He has the stuff. He's been showcasing it. He's been pitching good enough. Just a matter of time until he gets to that diamond tier. Currently right now, just about 100 subs above quick sell at 1590. So really good value there in Joe Musgrove. Like what I'm seeing a lot from Joe so far this season. So that does do it for us today, recapping the roster update that dropped and talking about 12 names that I'm looking in on for next roster update. Of course, there's going to be some names I've missed, impossible for me to go through and talk about everybody. We'd have an hour-long video. So hit me up down in the comment section below. Who did I not talk about in this video that I need to be talking about and need to be keeping an eye on some more? I always love chatting with y'all in the comments about these roster updates. As always, y'all enjoyed this video. Definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Supports the channel in a massive way. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.